Hey there, beautiful people, and welcome to City of English. I am so glad you're here. Seriously, out of everything you could be doing right now, you chose to invest your time in yourself, in your growth, in your future. And that tells me something important about you. That tells me you're serious. That tells me you're ready. So let's make this time count. I'm Jack, your host, your English coach, and honestly, your biggest cheerleader on this journey. And this is City of English, the channel where we learn English the way it was meant to be learned. Not from dusty textbooks, not from endless grammar drills that make you want to fall asleep, but from real life, real conversations, real situations, real feelings, real moments. This channel was built for people just like you. Maybe you've been studying English for years, but still feel nervous when you open your mouth. Maybe you understand English when you read it, but speaking feels like climbing a mountain without shoes. Maybe you've tried app after app, course after course, and something still isn't clicking. I hear you. And today, I've got something for you. Because on today's episode of City of English, we're going to have one of the most honest, most practical, most powerful conversations about English learning that you've ever heard. We are going to talk about how to truly improve your English speaking skills, not with shortcuts, not with magic tricks, but with something far more valuable. We're going to talk about patience, strategy, consistency, and belief. Get comfortable, grab your coffee or your tea, and let's dive deep. The truth nobody tells you. Let me start with the truth. A truth that most English courses and apps will never tell you because it's not what people want to hear. Here it is. There is no fast track to fluency. I know. You've seen the ads. Speak English in 30 days, fluent in 3 weeks, learn English while you sleep. And I understand the appeal. We live in a world of instant everything. Instant messages, instant delivery, instant results. So why not instant fluency? But here's what I know after years of working with English learners from every corner of the world. Language is not a download. It's a garden. You don't plant a seed today and pick fruit tomorrow. You plant it, you water it, you protect it, you give it sunlight, you wait, and over time, something extraordinary grows. And the people who become truly fluent English speakers aren't the ones who found the fastest method. They're the ones who refused to quit. They're the ones who showed up on Monday when they felt motivated and showed up again on Thursday when they felt tired and frustrated and like none of it was working. That is the real secret. And once you understand it, truly understand it, everything changes. So the first thing I want to do today is give you permission. Permission to be a beginner. Permission to make mistakes. Permission to go slowly, permission to take the long road, because the long road, my friend, is the one that actually takes you there. Why most people struggle to speak English. Now, let's talk about why so many people, even after years of studying, still struggle to speak English fluently. I want you to really think about this, because understanding the problem is the first step to solving it. Reason number 1. They study English, but they don't use English. This is the single biggest gap between learners who improve and learners who stay stuck. They can read English, they can understand English when they hear it, they know grammar rules, they have a great vocabulary, but they never actually speak. Think of it this way. Imagine someone who studies swimming theory for years. They read books about swimming, they watch videos about swimming, they memorize the technique, but they never once get in the water. Can they swim? Absolutely not. Speaking a language is the same. You have to get in the water. You have to open your mouth, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when you make mistakes, even when the words come out wrong. Reason number 2, fear of making mistakes. This is the enemy of fluency, and it's one that I deeply understand because I've seen it in learner after learner in every culture and every country. We're taught from a very young age that mistakes are bad, that being wrong is embarrassing, that we should only speak when we're sure we're right. And that belief, that quiet, sneaky belief, absolutely destroys language learning. Here's the truth. Mistakes are not the opposite of learning. Mistakes are learning. Every time you say something incorrectly and someone corrects you, your brain updates itself. Every time you reach for a word and can't find it, your brain starts searching for it. And the next time you encounter that word, it sticks. Every mistake is a tiny piece of the puzzle clicking into place. The most fluent English speakers in the world made thousands of mistakes on their way to fluency. Thousands! And they kept going anyway. Reason number 3, inconsistent practice. Learning English is not like watching a movie. You can't do it all at once in one big session and call it done. Your brain needs repetition. It needs regular exposure. It needs to encounter the same patterns again and again before they become automatic. Studying for 3 hours on Sunday and then nothing for the rest of the week, that gives you very little progress. But studying for 15 minutes every single day, that changes everything. That builds momentum. That builds habits. That builds fluency. Consistency over intensity every time. The patience principle. Now, I want to spend some time on something that I believe is the most underrated quality in any English learner's journey: patience. We live in a world that rewards speed. Faster, better, more. And when progress feels slow, when you feel like you've been practicing for months and you're still struggling, the temptation to give up is real and very powerful. But I want to tell you about something called the invisible progress phase. It's the period in language learning, usually the first few months, sometimes longer, where it feels like nothing is happening. You're studying, you're practicing, you're doing everything right, but when you try to speak, it still feels hard. The words still don't come easily. You still feel nervous and uncertain. And so many learners, right in the middle of that phase, look at their progress and say, "It's not working, I'm just not good at this." And they stop. But here's what's actually happening during that invisible progress phase. Your brain is building. Quietly, steadily, invisibly, neural pathways are forming. Vocabulary is settling into long-term memory. Pronunciation patterns are being absorbed. The foundation is being laid. And then, one day, often suddenly and often when you least expect it, something shifts. Words come faster. Sentences flow more naturally. You understand more. You feel lighter when you speak. The wall comes down. But only if you didn't give up during the invisible phase. Think about the bamboo tree. Did you know that bamboo can grow 80 feet tall, but for the first 5 years, you see almost nothing? For 5 years, it's underground, building a root system so strong, so deep, so powerful, that when it finally breaks through the surface, it shoots up with extraordinary speed. Your English is your bamboo. Trust the roots. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Patience is not passive. Patience is active trust in your own growth. Practical strategies to improve your speaking. All right, now let's get practical, because inspiration without action is just entertainment. I'm going to give you a set of concrete, proven strategies to improve your English speaking, the kind that actually work in real life, not just in theory. Strategy number 1, talk to yourself every single day. I've said this before and I'll say it 1,000 times more because it works. Every morning when you wake up, start narrating your thoughts and actions in English. Good morning. It's a beautiful Tuesday. I'm going to make coffee and plan my day. I have a lot to do today, but I feel ready. No audience, no pressure. Just you and the language, building a relationship. This trains your brain to think in English, to formulate sentences in real time, to reach for words automatically. Do this for 30 days and you will be amazed at how much more natural English begins to feel. Strategy number 2, shadow native speakers. Shadowing is one of the most powerful techniques in language learning, and it's surprisingly simple. Find an English video, podcast, or audio clip, something at a level that's just slightly challenging for you, listen to a sentence, then repeat it immediately. Same speed, same rhythm, same intonation. You're not just repeating words, you're copying the music of the language. The way sentences rise and fall, the way certain words get emphasis, the way native speakers connect words together naturally. And over time, that music becomes your music. And your English begins to sound not just correct, but natural. Strategy number 3, speak for 2 minutes every day, recorded. Here's a challenge I give to every learner I work with. Record yourself speaking in English for 2 minutes every day about anything. Your day, a movie you watched, something you're thinking about, a problem you're trying to solve. Anything. Then listen back. Not to criticize yourself, but to observe. Notice where you pause. Notice which words you reach for easily and which ones you stumble over. Notice your rhythm, your speed, your clarity. And over time, this creates a feedback loop of improvement that is incredibly powerful. And when you look back at recordings from a month ago, 2 months ago, you'll hear your own progress. And that progress will fuel you to keep going. Strategy number 4. Find an English speaking partner. Language is communication, and communication requires another person. So one of the most valuable things you can do for your English is to find someone to practice with. This could be a friend, a classmate, a coworker, an online language exchange partner. There are many websites and apps where you can connect with native English speakers who want to practice your language in exchange for practicing theirs. Even one 30-minute conversation per week can make a dramatic difference in your fluency, because real conversations challenge you in ways that solo practice simply cannot. They're unpredictable. They require you to... Before I wrap up, I want to speak directly to someone. Maybe you've been learning English for a long time. Maybe you feel like you've tried everything. Maybe there are days when you sit down to study and you feel so frustrated, so tired, so far from where you want to be that you wonder if it's even worth continuing. I see you, and I want to tell you something important. The fact that you're still here, still trying, still watching, still learning means you haven't given up, and that alone makes you extraordinary. Most people, when something gets hard, walk away. They find excuses. They tell themselves it's not for them. They put the dream in a drawer and forget about it. But you're still here, still in the fight. That matters enormously. If you're not yet subscribed to City of English, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button right now and ring the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. We put out new English lessons regularly. Practical, real, inspiring content designed to help you grow. Subscribe and be part of this community. Share this video right now with someone who needs it. A friend who's been struggling with English, a family member who wants to improve, a classmate who's been feeling stuck. Share this video with them. One tap, one share. You might genuinely change someone's English journey today. That's a beautiful thing to be part of. And leave me a comment below. I want to hear from you. Tell me, what is your biggest challenge in English right now? What part of today's episode hit closest to home? I read every single comment, every one. Your words matter to me, and your questions shape the future episodes I make. This community, City of English, is not just a channel. It's a family of learners who are all working toward the same beautiful goal: to speak English with confidence, with clarity, with joy. And you, yes, you, watching right now, you are part of that family. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending your time with me today. I don't take that lightly. I am honored every single time. This is Jack, signing off from City of English. Keep learning, keep speaking, keep believing, and I will see you very soon in the next episode. I want you to think about where you started. Think about the first day you tried to say something in English and nothing came out right. Think about how far you've come since then, even if it doesn't feel far enough yet. Progress is real, even when it's invisible. And I want you to think about where you're going. Think about the version of you 6 months from now, 1 year from now, who can walk into any room, hold any conversation, express any idea in fluent, confident, beautiful English. That person is real. That person is waiting on the other side of your consistency, on the other side of your patience, on the other side of every single day that you choose to keep going. Don't let temporary frustration make a permanent decision for you. The path is long, the path is worth it, and you are fully, completely capable of walking it. What we covered today. Let's bring everything together before we close. Today on City of English, we talked about how to truly improve your English speaking skills with patience, strategy, and the right mindset. We talked about why most people struggle to speak, because they study without using the language, because they fear mistakes, and because they practice inconsistently. We talked about the patience principle, about invisible progress, about the bamboo tree, about trusting the process even when you can't see the results yet. We covered 6 powerful strategies: talking to yourself daily, shadowing native speakers, recording yourself speaking, finding a conversation partner, immersing yourself in English every day, and learning in phrases rather than isolated words. And we talked about mindset, about embracing the beginner's mind, detaching your ego from your errors, celebrating small wins, and being patient with yourself the way you'd be patient with a child learning to walk. This is your blueprint, not just for English, but for any skill worth having. Take it, use it, trust it. And that, my amazing friends, is a wrap on today's episode of City of English. I hope this episode gave you more than just information. I hope it gave you something to feel. I hope it reminded you that your English journey, however long, however hard, however slow it feels, is absolutely, completely, 100% worth it. You are not behind. You are not too old. You are not too far behind. You are exactly where you need to be, taking exactly the right step, which is the one right in front of you. Now, I have a small request, and I mean it sincerely. If this episode helped you today, even just a little, please show some love by hitting that like button right now. It costs you nothing. It takes 1 second, and it means the absolute world to this channel. Every like tells the YouTube algorithm, hey, this is good content, share it with more people. And more people means more English learners getting the help they need. So please, hit that like.